Some New York State lawmakers are continuing to push for legislation that would bring new wind turbines to Lake Erie. Today, WENY's New York Capitol correspondent Elise Klein breaks down the bills and talks to environmental advocates about how this could impact the state's climate goals and Lake Erie itself.
In the most recent legislative session in Albany, some New York State lawmakers introduced legislation to establish a wind turbine pilot program in the Great Lakes, intending to progress the state's climate goals. Some lawmakers against this legislation introduced a bill that would put a moratorium in place on the building or placement of wind turbines on lakes within the state.
What this plan is to really to just jam industrial wind turbines into the water, which means they're going to have to upset the lake bed. They're going to have to run transmission lines and everything else.
In the late 1960s, Lake Erie was declared a, quote, dead lake. In recent years, some environmental advocates say Lake Erie has started to come alive again, and new wind turbines could potentially cause negative impacts for the lake's health and the drinking water that comes from the lake.
And it has a rich industrial history that plagued it with pollution, and Lake Erie is finally turning around. And to move too quickly on another industrial activity puts the lakes at risk.
Other environmental advocates say the wind from the Great Lakes can provide hundreds of gigawatts in renewable energy. 1 gigawatt is equal to 1 billion watts of electrical power.
When we're fighting against the climate crisis, we need as many tools in the toolbox as possible. Great Lakes wind provides tremendous potential to create clean, renewable energy to help alleviate the climate crisis.
In Albany, Elise Klein, WENY News.